everyone. Um, Hang on, I'm not in a party chat. There we go. Right, hello everyone. Welcome to ARX Tier 2 Round 9 France. You're a bit short on the grid tonight, only 14 for Tier 2 tonight. We've had 5 declines, and unfortunately not one reserve available this evening. Don't know if some specials happening tonight, man. They've all arranged something else. But we go ahead in a way. We have a short qualifying followed by 50% race. And we've got our closest championship rivals on the grid in Evan and Brian and Gaza, actually, saying that. So the big rivals are on the grid. Obviously, the only ones missing out from a short grid tonight is the teams that don't have a driver there. So for the combined constructors as well as their own, so it's a shame. Enhanced was going to reserve in the Merc for us tonight, but unfortunately something's come up last second. He's had to go to hospital, so completely understandable. I hope everything's okay with him. I'm just going to get onto the stream myself so I can see if any of you are commenting. So let's get some details up. We do want the tyres, it's short quality, so we want to see what people are qualifying on. So I'm now on the stream. Having to watch an advert on the stream I'm doing. That's fun, isn't it? Never mind. Right, who's going to be first to act? Don't stay in forever, guys. Of course, France, one of those races we could have a bit of rain. I don't know if someone will be good enough to tell us, or whether we'll leave it as a surprise. I don't mind either way. I could definitely hear an engine. Somebody's coming out. There we go. Brian is on his way out in the Aston. So what teams we got tonight? So Abby is in a Haas, and he's the only Haas on the grid. We've got 2 Astons. We've got 2 Alfa Romeos. We've got 2 Alfa Tauris. I think we should have 2 Alpha. Yeah, we have got 2 Alpha Tauris. We've got 2 McLarens, 2 Ferraris. No, I'm struggling after that. What's top? Gotcha. That's that. No, is that Alpine? No, it's not. Is it Williams? I don't know. We'll find out when I move on to him in a way. We've got just 1 Red Bull by the looks of it. So points going to be dropped. Well, the big one is Mercedes only having 1 driver actually, because they are well up high in the championships, both in the tier and in the combined constructors. So I know for a fact AlphaTauri won't mind that, because they've just overtaken them in a combined. No, they haven't. That's tier 1. So sorry, they're just behind them in a combined. So AlphaTauri definitely won't mind that. So just checking that the McLaren on sector 1 is on like that PR. So we'll go back to Brian. Excellent. So Brian will be first to set a lap and give us a target time. See what he can do. What is that? One thing I don't know that you can see on your screen down by the telemetry and that. You've got the 2 lights. One's a fuel light, and there's one next to it that was lit up red a second ago, but it's turned off now. Anybody on watching the stream know what that is? So it looks like a cross sort of spanner type thing. I have got a clue what that means. It's not DRS open, it's just got DRS open now, so that's not what it's showing. Oh well, never mind. Anybody knows the answer, post it in. Hi Andrews, evening buddy. Thanks for tuning in. There's a few out there now, so welcome everybody, and thank you for tuning in. Watch Brian What seemed a steady lap so far. I think most important is to get your first lap on the board. It surprised me to see him not put in an absolute flat out lap here so that he can come back out on the mediums. I think as many as possible are going to want to qualify on the mediums if they can. It's where you get the yeah, see a 31.1 from Brian. He's capable of an awful lot quicker than that, so I think lots of cars coming over the line. I don't know if any of them's actually on a lap. They are. Ghosts in the AlphaTauri has just gone quickest on a 29.8. That's a nice lap. That is a lap that suggests he's not going to come back out on the mediums. There's a McLaren, if I can get to him in time. Wrong McLaren. They weren't on the lap in a way, so... What about the... TTV Glads then, across the line. And he goes 30.2. So again, that could well be a case of not going to go any faster than that on the mediums. I could be completely wrong, and they could all go quicker than what they've done, but I don't know. It's a tricky one. The fastest strategy around here is quite well, actually, the fastest here is to start on the hards and switch to the mediums, which is a bit unusual. Obviously, that if you're outside the top 10. But it's a matter of tenths of a second to a medium to hard strategy, so it doesn't really matter. As it gets out of the way for the Ferrari. So is that Evan? It is, but gotcha. Board with top gotcha, so yep, he is a Williams, did have it right. Rain in the race. I've had the confirmation from Brian. There's always a chance of it at France. The weather pretty similar to maybe a few more sunny days in the UK, but it's pretty similar. Watch top gotcha in the final sector. There's a yellow flag there just ahead of him. That was just a Ferrari letting him Merc through by the looks. Gotcha comes round the final corner. That's the Merc ahead. It's going to cross the line, and that Merc is Lord DA. He's gone into P3. Top gotcha crosses the line and goes P7 at the moment in the Williams. Looks like there's an Alpha next of... No, he's on an out lap. There's Gaza. So Gaza will be next to cross the line. He's on the mediums. He invalidated his first lap on the mediums. Oh, really? Right, okay. So, from what Brian's told me, it's going to be by starts of the race for a very short period, probably 5 minutes. And then it's going to start raining, which is so much better than it raining from the start. Who takes the gamble first to move to the end? It's a bit of fun, doesn't it? So, Gaza line on a 31.2. That's a strong lap from Gaza. Going by what he was doing in practice with me earlier on. Of course, I'm sure he wasn't putting everything into his lap at that point. So right on board now with Mini Devil, or Elswell as he's better known. Hoping for all the world tonight to score his first points of the season. He's going to kill me in the chat for saying that on the commentary, but what can you do? Just someone off track at the chicane in the middle of the straights. It's nothing major. I think they're just staying out of the Ferrari's way. He was approaching the chicane, to be honest. So Mini Devil comes round into the final corner. On the power pretty nicely out of the corner. It's going to be a reasonable lap from Mini Devil. He goes 130.9 and into P3. nice lap. At the moment, goes slap though. Not looking under too much pressure. Brian is out on track. He's invalidated though. Problem with the softs around here, even an out that takes a good few percent out of the softs. So you've got to do another lap. You're looking at 6-7%, maybe even 8% by the time you start your hot lap on the wear. So it's not ideal. That was Gazza coming into the pits. Abby is on a lap through into the final corner. And the Haas, I can stick the Haas. It's going to be a 1:31.7, which puts in P7. Decent from Abby. Lex Evan, then we ride on board with, just finished sector 1 where he is purple. Unfortunately no previous he invalidated his first attempt, so we don't have a previous lap to compare his times to. He's coming up, here's the end of sector 2 and he's purple there as well. So they did go purple and now it seems to have changed to green, so that might suggest that somebody behind him's gone quicker. I don't know. We'll find out when he crosses the line, won't we? So, through the final corner, uses the curb, gets on the power quickly and he comes across the line 29.0, so that takes pole position for the moment. I suspect that Brian's going to be likely to be the only one likely to fight that. And I've just realised actually with Brian telling us in the chat that the we're going to start with sort of 5 minutes of rain, so... Or sorry, 5 minutes dry and then rain. So maybe 10 minutes of slick tyre running. Means that the advantage probably is to start on the softs on this occasion. I can assure you that just doing a lap of qualifying takes a lot out of the soft tyres. As Brian gets a tow from Gazza and then gets out his way. Good teamwork there in the Astons. Didn't notice the split time, so I'm not sure what that was. Yellow flags coming out. There's a Ferrari going around the track where the yellow flags are. Not sure what's wrong with them. Perhaps they're out of fuel. That probably means they've run out of fuel, actually. So Brian into the last corner. Across the line. It's going to be close to Evan, I think. Across the line. Oh, 29.7, so not too close. It's enough for P2 at the moment. Ghost has stayed in the pit lane at the moment. He seems to be the other one that's in with a chance. I expect Brad's to go a bit quicker if he comes out again. Brad's not doing another lap clappy. He's going around in a circle. Oh, that's the usual place, isn't it? He's clipped the inside curb. Spin round. It's also not going to be any better. Meki's into the pits. No, he's not. That wasn't the pits. That was the chicane. Just confused me a bit because of the camera angle. Again, I didn't see a split time. Oh, he's invalidated anyway, so no point watching that. Who's this? This is Gazza now. His 3 temps up. Mind you, that's 3 temps up on what he did on the mediums. So, I think the mediums are good. Something like a second, aren't they? 9 temps. Second. Just trying to see. Is it raining? It is, isn't it? It's raining. Ah, that explains it. Now we've gone to an onboard camera. I can see that now. It's hard to see on the broadcast cam. But I think that's it then. That's going to be qualifying over. You can see there that Gazza struggling on the softs to go faster than he did on the mediums, so I think that is qualifying is over and done with. Evan is going to take pole. Quite a gap in the end, 7/10 of a second over Brian. But Brian where he needs to be to challenge Evan. Ghosts in P3 for AlphaTauri. Glad P4, Clappy 5, Meki 6, Mini Devil in P7. So AlphaTauri P3 and P7. They've done well. Alfa Romeo P4 and P6. So they're looking strong. The second Aston in P9 with Gaza. The only Haas in P10. The McLarens are P5 with Clappy and P11 with Mario, who only set a mediums time. Perhaps he hasn't realised the rain so quick in the race. Top Gotcha, the only Williams on the track is P12. The second Ferrari, P13, so first and 13th Ferrari. And Titan of Red Bull deciding not to set a lap. May not be the worst decision in the world. It's got the pace Titan to be top 10 quite comfortably, I think. But I think maybe... Well, we know that France can be a bit of a palaver for the first few corners. Although I said that Thursday and nothing happens. So... I don't know. Brian's getting out on the intermediates now. It is interesting because quite a lot of people have just decided to retire. But if you can have a wet race, why not use this time to do a bit of intermediate run? It makes total sense. Abby's out on the softs. I don't think they're going to work, mate. It's been raining quite heavily now. Oh, is that what it is, Andrews? The wrench spanner looking thingy indicates the whether the pit lane is available, I think. Okay. Green pit window open, red pit is occupied by teammate, grey window is closed. Okay. It's raining bloody hard, mate, says Brian. If I could do a Dutch accent, I'd have done that in his accent, but I can't do a Dutch accent. Why is Meki just done at everyone in tier 2? No, I can't tell them to DNF, guys, because they're going out on intermediates to get an idea of what the tyres feel like. It was pretty sensible to do. Adjusting the inters race. So, who's actually out? Brian, for whatever reason, is just sat on the pit straight. But be careful there, Brian, doing that. That's not really allowed, and I'm not thinking from Mark's point of view, I'm thinking from the game's point of view. It could disqualify you. Just sit there. If you get a DSQ and qualifying, despite having set a time, you'll be at the back. You want to be careful doing that, buddy. Mini Devil saying in chat, can everyone retire? There's no point in doing other laps, not going to go quicker. And I said, I'm afraid not, because they're testing the inters ready for the race. And he said, oh, goodness sake, nerds. I suppose you got a point, Mini Devil. It's much more exciting if you ain't got a clue how they're going to react when you come out. Brian's the only one on track on the inters. Everybody else has now finished or retired, so very close to the end of qualifying now. He's in sector 3. So will Brian's little experience of what the track's like in the wet going to help him when it comes to the time of the race. And me as he spins round over the line. There's his teammate. Oh, they could have hit. So and Brian's AI having all sorts of trouble trying to get out of get facing the right way again. So just to run down once more: Evan P1, Brian P2, Ghost 3, Glads 4, Clappy 5, Meki 6, Mini Devil 8. Then interesting, Lord DA and Gaza P8 and P9 will start in the mediums, because we're expecting it dry for the start of the race. Abby P10, Mario 11, Top Gotcha 12, Tit Rebel 13, and Titan 14. If the rain takes a bit longer to come in than is expected, which it can sometimes, you never know. It could turn out to be a brilliant strategy from the medium guys. We'll find out. So I'm just going to pop in the... We'll be going at 6:27, so... Just going to let the drivers know that. Oh dear. There's one driver saying that they... well, Lord DA saying he never saw the weather forecast. That explains why he used the mediums then, buddy. Expecting 5 minutes of dry, followed by rain throughout, I think. Right, guys, I'm just going to leave you for a few minutes. Say we're going at 6:27, so only 4 minutes, and we'll be back shortly. If you like what I've done, put some predictions in for the race. See perhaps your top 3, something like that, and I'll see you in a bit. Right, okay, so the message has gone out. I've just put it out to ready up. Let's get them on track and see what this weather brings. It should be a great race. It coming so early, I was just thinking if it coming so early. Yeah, they are on the dry tyres to start. Okay, so with it coming so early in the race, teammates are likely to still be pretty close together. So someone's going to have to stay out that lap longer, or they're going to have to double stack. To be fair, if the track's wet enough, it's better to double stack than stay out on dries. Teams not likely to have that problem are probably Ferrari. Obviously, the teams that have only got one driver, they won't have an issue. But Ferrari and probably Aston probably won't have that issue. But just never know. So we've been told that it's going to be 5 minutes of dry running, and then it will start to rain. 5 minutes is enough for 3 or 4 laps. Then it starts to rain, maybe a couple of laps. 2, maybe 3 laps until it gets wet enough for the inters. Probably means that the soft guys have got it right, but if it takes any longer than that, any longer at all, then the medium guys are going to come into play, because at that sort of 5-6 lap point, that is when the mediums will become the quicker tyre, and it happens pretty quickly. Interesting to see if Tier 1 ends up exactly the same. Predicted pit stop strategy, soft, medium, soft, or soft, medium, medium. That would be wrong even if it was a fully dry race. Not necessarily, actually. We have seen some 2 stops in the 2 races we've had so far. Tier 3 and Tier 4 on Wednesday and Thursday. Both brilliant races this week. Let's hope that both races tonight can follow. Clean sweep of really good races. Right, have I got everything on that I need on or want on? I think I have, so let's take that off. It looks like we've got a decent camera angle. So the soft runners will be looking for see those spots of rain pretty quick as the lights start coming on. 4 or 5. The long pause and finally off. And looks like Evan's gotten off the line pretty well. Brian wasn't too bad. The other Aston of Gaz has to just come off track slightly, but no issues there. Just going to move us back and see anything happening. Looks like they've all got cut through cleanly. Titan's up 4 places from the back. He's up to P10. Tit Rebel's fallen down the 1-2 the back, but Abby and Mario are the ones that have dropped a couple of places. As Lord DA gets past Winnie Devil. Back into P6 actually. No, because Lord DA's one of the medium tyre runners, so he must have started 8th. So, yes, he did. He's up 2 places. And just gets better there of Clappy, but Glad's up into P8 ahead of Ghost. And already just creating a bit of a gap. So this is Ghost. So a bit of a gap to Glad's ahead. He's under attack from Rapid Clappy. So side by side, Clappy's going to have the inside of the next corner. Oh, but there's been a crash at the front. Evan, Brian and Glads have been caught up in that. I'm going to clip that. Oh, I can't clip it. Can someone clip that? That's why, because that penalty should get removed for Brian. Ghost just went straight through him, so there was no collision. That was ridiculous. But who's it affecting most? Well, Many Devils into the pits. He wasn't near that, so That's something else that's happened that's given Mini Devil that damage. But that penalty for Brian should get removed. He clips it himself, but if not, if somebody else can clip that. What do you mean, Gaza? Can you explain that? The lobbyer's pants, mate. I don't know what you mean. Abby makes up a place on Mario. It's all changed now, and Brian has ended up ahead of the main championship rival. So guys are saying when the accident happened up top, his car just shot off to the right. I can't explain that, mate. My point of view, everything normal. I can't explain that, I'm afraid. So over to the racing. Clappy is leading, up 4 places from McLaren. Fastest lap after fastest lap being set there. In the end, Titan now holds the fastest lap. What tyres did Mini Devil switch to? Hopefully, Gaza, I hope you got a clip of it, mate, so you can see it. Not that we could do anything about it if you're at the race, obviously, but good to see. So, oh, Ghost has gotten ahead of Clappy at the front. That's Mini Devil, sorry, I was wondering where the McLaren was then. And the rain has started, and it doesn't look light. So I think this is going to be... Oh, there's a spinner. That's Lord DA, and he's out. He's into the barrier. He's lit the tyres up on the curb. Is that going to bring out a safety car? Because if it is, surely they'll all come in for intermediates. The track's not ready for them yet, but by the time a safety car comes in, with how heavy it's raining, look at it, it's absolutely tipping down. If it carries on like this, it might be more than a change to intermediates. So they're coming into the pits. Everybody's in the pits. Meki so far, Top Gotcha's coming in. Mario's coming in. Abby's trying to come in. Runs a little bit wide on the entry. Tip Rebel also in. So no safety car, by the way. So this is... wow, the track's changed just like that. I wonder if it's going to stay this hard, the rain, then is it... could it possibly end up switching to wets? So I thought for a second that Abby had stepped back on, but he hasn't. He's put intermediates on. So everybody out then. Clappy leads the way. So he's actually got ahead of Ghost, so I can only assume that Ghost must have had some sort of damage he's had to replace. So he's dropped down to 5th. Clappy leads the way at the moment from Glads. Evan now P3, Titan P4, Brian P8 on track. Now see, this is where the problem comes in, because for me, Brian probably should have had that penalty removed. That's at the first glance, the first look in real time. It looked like that should be a penalty to be removed, but of course he's now served it in the pits. But the problem for Brian isn't... well, the problem for him is that he's now P8 on track. It's track position. So... change one. Lads at the moment, looks like he's catching to the back of Clappy. Brian's managed to get ahead of Top Gotcha. Let's go back to the broadcast cam. But he's got 6 seconds to make up to Meki. Look, I've no doubt he can do that. It's just it's going to take a while. So I think we're best off on board at the moment with Glads. He's got Evan just behind him as well, so Clappy's going to be coming under some pressure now. Is it already? What do you mean the stream is shot to bits? Runner. Bearing in mind I'm actually watching the stream as well on my phone and it's running as smooth as anything. So, I don't think there is anything wrong with the stream. Anyway. I'm still chasing after Clappy. The race last night in another league was, it was a full wet race at China. And in the wet conditions, it may be a bit different here in France, but because of the slipstream down the 2 long straights, but even with the long straight in China, with a slipstream, it was impossible to overtake. All the way through, you just had to rely on the guy in front making a mistake to allow you to pass. But Clappy clearly holding these guys up, but they're all getting away from Titan at the moment, who's P4. Ghost is right on the back of him. Evan moves out to have a little look. Sometimes you want to do that just so you're seeing something else in front of you instead of the back of the car in front. Driving around. So, could end up with these guys fighting all the way. It's whenever Rapid Clappy can keep putting his car in difficult places. Evan has a look at Glads, but no way through there. It's just going to end in tears if he tries to send it there. And actually, at the back, we just got a battle actually going on between Abby and Tip Rebel. Abby gets the move done. And that's for a P10. A long way to the next driver who's 10 seconds up the road. He looks to be eating into that pretty quickly straight away. Oswald's also getting close to the back of Tip Rebel, so we'll keep an eye on that gap. But at the moment, it's these 3 really fighting. Ghost has gotten past Titan into P4, so I don't think we're going to need tyres on anymore, do we? Because we know what tyres they're on now. Immediate, let's take that off. We can see a bit more on the screen. So the idea will be to take these tyres to the end. Nobody's going to want to make a pit stop. And just keeping an eye on Mini Devil and Brian, actually, who's just a second off of Meki now. That was 6 seconds when he got past Top Gotcha that he had to make up. He's within a second now. So I think we'll move to that in just a moment. So this battle is interesting, but it's complete stalemate at the moment. Just wonder how much energy Clappy has used a lot of energy. Lux, Evan and TT with Glads are on about the same. Ideally, Glads would like to not be using his energy here and forcing Clappy into using his to defend, but because he's got Evan behind him, he can't really do that because he's got to defend from Evan. Let's go down to Brian now. Oh, one too many. There we go. Runner, I believe it is. It looks heavy, mate, so I do wonder if we might see a switch to wets, full wets at some point. It's just heavy rain, very heavy rain. Oh, that looks like a move. And oh, Brian has a little moments on the power. He recovered it well though. He could easily have taken both of them out then. So unfortunately, that little moment on the power has meant he hasn't got the move done, but he's still 6 seconds up the road compared to what he was earlier on. So still going well. At the moment with Clappy, no offence to Clappy, but I think you do get the feeling he's probably holding these guys up quite a lot, which is allowing Ghost to actually just claw ever so slightly closer. He's still got a ways to go, but really doing it. Meanwhile, Mini Devil, by the way, has gotten up from P12 to P10 now. He's now got 12 seconds to catch up to Mario, so it's going to be a monumental effort if he can do that. Now Brian looks like he's got a run this time on Meki. This time he's gotten on the power quicker, but see how once you come out of the slipstream, that advantage just seems to disappear. So rookie mistake. The batteries run out. I checked it. Did you see me pop the screen up on the break to check what the batteries were on? It said like 3/4 full. I believe they just died. Now I've lost my phone. Where's my phone? There we go. Dear, dear, dear. Rookie error, innit, Andrews? Always change your batteries between between quali and race. I'll remember to do it when I'm racing. It's the streaming when I forget to do it. So Brian then is ahead of Meki. That's happened while we've been off, and suddenly Clappy's down to P3. My apologies, guys. We've missed everything. At least we know we won't go off again. We're in even more of a stalemate now, because I don't fancy that Meki's going to be able to catch Brian back up as it stands. Clappy is just gradually sticking with him pretty well at the moment, but looks like he's gradually just falling back slightly. Now Glads has got the free air. He looks like he's able to deal with Evan's pace, so struggling for a battle at the moment. Let's go to the broadcast cam. That is Ghost, by the way. He's only 1.8 off of Clappy now, so he is catching pretty quickly now. Other than that, I'm looking through the field and I can't see anybody that seems to be catching the one in front. I think Brian's the obvious one. He's catching Titan at the moment. We'll find out from Brian after the race if that penalty was a bit ridiculous, and it has cost him, because the track position in this weather is huge. Five-place grid penalty for me for low battery. Oh dear. I think you should get a 10-place grid penalty for trying to get me a penalty, runner, I'm afraid. Terrible, despicable behaviour. So, well, Ghost is giving us a battle because he's getting onto the back of Clappy. He was now all of a sudden 2 seconds off. He was 7/10 a moment ago. be fair to Clappy, Glads and Evan are very difficult to keep up with. So that sort of time loss, I'd suggest he's and the time gain for Ghost would suggest to me he's had a little moment somewhere that I've missed. I'm not entirely sure who we're on board with now. Brian is catching Titan pretty quickly. Should we have a look at someone racing who's we're not likely to see too much Top Gotcha on this occasion because he's sort of on his own a little bit at the moment. That, I'm not going to lie, Runner, that seems a bit harsh. So, no, I don't want to miss something else. I've seen Top Gotcha for a bit. I've seen Mario for a bit. Mario! Actually, let's go to Evan now because he's called up 2 Glads significantly. So, Glads 25%. Oh, Evan's got hardly any battery left. I'm not even halfway through the race yet. See, the wet weather will slow us down a bit, but I for one hope that the Tier 1 race isn't like this, weather-wise. Okay, Reaper, fair enough. Well, the boss man's spoken now, so it's now officially a rule. As Mario picks up a further penalty, I'm going to move us to Brian now, because Brian's on the back of Titan. So he's trying to make his way back through the field. Just to explain for Andrews and Reaper, particularly, who missed the start, there was an incident on, I think it was about I think it was in lap 2 or something, or lap 3, which meant the whole of the front 3 spun, and then Ghost came round. He seemed to just go straight through Brian, but Brian got given a 5-second penalty for severe collision with him. On the other hand, when Ghost pitted, he did have to change his wing, so I'm not really sure. It seemed a bit strange in a way, and even so, it's one of those where Brian is the one that's spun, and somebody hits him when he spun, and he gets a penalty. It all seems a bit harsh, but the problem is now, it's the penalty's served because he served it in the pits, and it's cost him track position, which in this weather is huge. I've got a driver saying they've just been kicked out of the lobby. So I'm just going to see if I can invite them back. Can you rejoin? Many people. I have to get rid of some of these. Oh, okay. Mini Devil is, his internet's gone, apparently, and he can't get back in. All I can say, Mini Devil, the only thing you can do is to rejoin when it comes back up. Just type into him a second. The only thing... The Xbox can't connect. If your Xbox can't connect to the Wi-Fi, but the internet's fine, turn off your Xbox and turn it back on again. I was to suggest then that, Mini Devil. I've had it in the past, it usually sorts itself out. Could be that it's not, as you said, the internet's not the problem, so it's quite possible that it's Microsoft that's the issue. Mind you, if Microsoft had an issue, I suppose it'd be happening to everybody, wouldn't it? Hopefully we'll see his name pop back up at some point. Right, I've completely missed what's going on again. So, good time to switch to Glads and Evan, as Evan's having a look at the outside. Surely going to have to back out of that. He's still there, kind of. You can actually see puddles on the well, it's on the curb then in the background if you could see it. Actual puddle. It's pretty cool. Never noticed that before on the game. I mean, in real life, if it was raining like this in real life, surely we'd be moving to wets at some point. It's absolutely hammering down. Seems crazy to think that we're not. Evan's just gone offline there, cool his tyres down a bit. Let's try and follow through. Everyone. Oh, did Mini Devil just join back? Because I've lost my... Oh, splits. Oh, Ghosts. Oh no, Ghost is out. He's lost it. I think I'm out of the final corner. Something. I don't know actually. Was he in the pits? Has he retired in the pits? I really hope he hasn't. Why would you do that? There's only 12 people on the track. So you're guaranteed good points even if just to get to the end. You don't... Why would he retire in pits? That's absolutely mad. There's big gaps behind as well, so even if he had some sort of damage, he could have taken the stop and gotten back out. He wouldn't have been at the back, let's put it that way, so he was on for good points. I really don't understand that. I'm not 100% sure. I think Mini Devil's back with us because I lost my intervals for a bit, and he's increasing the gap to tip Rebel, which isn't likely. If it was an AI driver, he's not likely to be increasing the gap. So these guys are fighting strong. Brian moves into P3. We've got two drivers in the pits. Fresh inters. That's a surprise. Genuinely inters do a whole race. It's a bit of a surprise. Maybe they are wearing a bit more than expected. So that's going to put something in Glad's and Evan's minds. Whether they need to pit or not. Seemed a bit... Don't usually see that. So... Once again, we're just struggling a bit for a battle. Mario has gotten onto the back of Top Gotcha now. He's within a second. Not that that matters so much, of course, but maybe no DRS, but it's the slipstream effect you get, though, isn't it? That's the main thing. So Mario, I'm really hoping he'd perform a bit better today and have a strong race. And he's doing that at the moment, to be fair. He's in P8, going well. Right, so Brian is in the pits. Okay, that's interesting. That tells me then they do need to pit. Brian wouldn't be pitting unless he had to, I'm sure. He's going to come out in 4th. Ooh. Put too many revs on the intervals there, Brian. That also, the other thing that tells us is that the information they're getting in the car is that it's not going to get wet enough for the full wets, because they wouldn't be risking pitting now for fresh inters if it was. Ellswell's just asked me to invite him again. Oh, Mini Devil, where are you? There he is. Okay. Sorry guys, bit of a strange race to commentate on. Evan is in the pits. So he's acted first. So now it comes down to Glads. Does he do one more lap and pit, or is he going to try and push the tyres out? We've got I've not done any wet practice, so I have no idea what the tyre wear rate is on inters. Usually you can push inters to the end, and if that's the case, I would suggest that's probably what Glads is going to try and do. Once again, we've not got really any... Oh, Abby's gotten on the back of Mini Devil's AI. See, there's the red X, and he's lost connection. He is still trying. Oh, it's down again. Looks like then it's going to be both Alpha Tauris out of the race effectively. Oh, what a shame for Mini Devil. Once again, he's on to score. If you remember last race at Jeddah, he was involved. He was basically taken out on the last lap when he was on to score his first points in the champion of the season. And now this has happened to him tonight. He's really not having any luck at all. A few of the retirements earlier on in the season were sort of his fault. But since then, it really has just been such bad luck for him. So, Glads decides he's not pitting. You'd think if he was going to, then it would have been then. So you have no reason to be staying out. The weather actually, the rain is still heavy, but I would say it looks a tiny bit lighter than it was earlier on, so confident now that we are going to have intermediate weather to the end. The other thing as well, of course, if there was any fault of this, it was going to dry up at all, then the guys wouldn't be staying on inters, so they wouldn't have pitted again for another set of inters. I mean, so clearly that's not going to happen either. We are intermediate weather through to the end of the race. I just switched to Meki because he was pretty close to Evan, but he's lost a bit there. Ryan's bearing down on him quickly. Oh, Mini Devil thinks he might be in. if there's a way that we can tell. But hopefully he's got it back. He's lost to one place, but at least he's back in the race. That would be something. Well, he was still securing second place even with his pen. I think that's probably still going to be the case come the end. So Meki's dropping back off. I'm sorry, we don't look at the penalties until lap 25. We can look at the pens. See if we can figure anything out. And all the intervals just disappeared again, which is usually a sign that something's either come in or gone out. Hopefully, Holy Devil's on his way back into the lobby. Just start getting him again. No need to be watching our leader at the moment, I suppose. So let's have a look at Titan and the Red Bull. Our only Red Bull this evening, done pretty well for a team. Done very well for a team, in fact. P6. He's outside the top. Well, he started last actually, didn't he, Titan? Let's have a look at the position changes actually. We haven't done that for a while. So yeah, so Titan up 8 places as it stands. Our biggest gainer. I think Mini Devil's back in now because he's just gotten back past Abby. So I think he's back. So he's got back in as soon as he could. So the only shame for him was that he was catching Mario. I mean, he was away, he was catching him, and now he is so far behind. There's just no chance that's going to happen. All he can do now is try and extend the lead over Abby and see if he can cement that position. To be honest, I don't think Mini Devil would mind too much if he could just get to the end of the race and get some points on the board. And I think he'd be happy. Hey John. Nice to have you with us, buddy. You're just coming back from the pub in time for 8. Oh, you're not drink driving, Jon Snow. Heavy penalties for that. 3 points on your licence to start with. Depending on how much over the limit you are, it might be 6 points. So in our terms, that would be 6 strikes. Brian's still trying to get that gap down to Meki. Meki is penalty free. Oh, and something's just happened. Lost all my intervals again. I don't know who to watch if I ain't got the intervals. Let's take your pick at the moment because everybody's so far away from each other that it don't really matter who we watch. Who haven't we seen? Let's have a look at Tip Rebel. I don't think we've been on board with Tip Rebel so far. Yeah, lots of penalties, isn't there, Sam? But most to be expected. France is pretty easy to pick penalties up, to be fair. And I'd say actually it's less likely in this weather than it is the dry. Because in the dry you're really pushing the boundaries a lot, but in this weather you tend to avoid the curves and all that. So Rebel slowing down to get out of people's way. Maybe a little bit extreme. Maybe a bit extreme there. Because it was his teammate, he just wanted to get out of the way on the straight. Fair play. Brian now really bearing down on the back of Meki. So 1.3 now. As I said, they're both penalty free, so this is a genuine fight for position. 6 laps to do it in. Who's your money on, guys? Do you think Brian will get past Meki? Bear in mind, Brian pitted for a new set of inters, so his are a lot fresher. And, I don't know what the connection thing was. That maybe was on the intervals, but just looking, Mini Devil's still extending the gap to Abby, so it wasn't him. Brian now down to 7 tenths. So this could be the only battle we have now between now and the end of the race. And you just wonder if Evan may regret that pit stop now. I suppose that he probably wouldn't, because... Oh, and Brian gets to run out of the final corner on the power a lot easier than Meki with the fresher tyres. And he has the move done before turn 1 and takes P3 and moves back onto the podium. It's been a decent recovery drive from Brian, to be fair. After that penalty pushed him back to P8, he came out of the pits. And he's taken an additional pit stop for fresh inters. You've got to say it's a pretty fine drive. It became a damage limiting drive for him at that point. But at the moment, it does look like, well, Glad's decision to stay out's obviously worked, but it has for Meki as well. Because Clappy obviously pitted, and Clappy's still 7.8 behind Meki, so it's looking like staying out has worked for both Alfa Romeos. He's doing a great job, Reaper, and Brian. Yeah, everybody thought you'd left, John, and I had to say he's not gone anywhere. Don't panic, I said. Still here. Nice roof, says Reaper. It's very fine. Got on the power a lot quicker. So, and as you can see, Meki now falling back. Clappy's starting to catch Meki. He's taking a second out of him in the last lap. Oh, Titan just has a little oversteer moment at the final corner, but he's recovered it okay. On for good points for Red Bull is Titan. Top Gotcha, doing what Top Gotcha always does, just going about his business, staying out of trouble. And on course to pick up a P7 at the moment. Mario is actually... So, it's looking set for Glads to be the winner. So far he's only been able to compete every other week. I don't know if that's actually an ongoing thing or not. I may have to ask him, but every time he's raced so far he's been very, very strong. That's Mini Devil was in the pit. Answers on a postcard on that one. Hang on, it's the track drying out. He's put softs on. He's put soft tyres on. Are we going to have a final flurry of pit stops? We're going to have to keep an eye on him and keep an eye on his time. He's 13 seconds behind Abby. He's losing time pretty rapidly at the moment, but if it dries out quick enough that we have 2 laps, that could end up being a genius move. The stream's not gone nuts, Runner. It's running absolutely fine. Somewhat on your end, buddy. I know your internet's awesome, but it's clearly not awesome enough. My little phone on my little 4G phone is running absolutely smooth as anything. Oh, can I have my intervals back, please? I won't be able to see that gap to Mini Devil. Well, if that's Mini Devil in the background, it's not actually, that's a Ferrari. Mario picks up a further penalty. So nobody else risking it. Oh yes they are. Brian's in the pits. Brian's in the pits. He didn't have the gap to Meki, did he? So no, Meki comes in as well though, and I think he did have the gap to Titan. I'm not sure though. They're all... Where's Titan? Yeah, he has got the gap to Titan. I think even Meki might have the gap to Titan, so... They're all coming in. Titan's in, Clappy's in. Surely not. Brian's coming out 34 seconds behind Evan. Surely you can't do that in 2 laps, even with softs. And Elswell, or Mini Devil, I think has made an incredibly clever move. He's definitely not first. Yeah, he's now 9.5 seconds behind Abby. Unfortunately, the McLaren is... Okay, now Mario has stayed out. And he's gotten ahead of... Has he gotten ahead of Topkoshi? He ran wide. He has. Let's get the penalties up on screen. So Evan's got 6 seconds. So Brian has to get that gap down to 6 seconds. Doesn't seem likely. Because the track's not quite... I mean, it's dried out. This is a quicker tyre now, but it's not dried out that much. Oh, Glads has gone into the pits. He's pitted for 1 lap. Evan stayed out. It's insane. I can't believe Glads has just done that. In a way, Tyson's got 12 seconds, Claffy's got 9, Top Gotcha 6, Mario's got 15. Abby is penalty free, Mini Devil's got 6. Mini Devil's coming up on the back of Abby now. Well, Glads is 20. I think Glads has just thrown the win away. I can't believe he's just pitted. Well, I don't know what to say. It's incredible. Mini Devil makes his way past. There was a Ferrari. I think that's Evan. Mini Devil is on the back of Evan. He needs to unlap himself. He needs to do it now. Otherwise he won't get another lap. And he does. So that was important. So Mini Devil's got an extra lap now. This is just absolutely incredible. Glad's 15 seconds. He's not going to be able to do this. He's going to be absolutely kicking himself. Evan has crossed the line and he has won the French Grand Prix by sticking on the mediums. Even with the penalty, it's not going to make that much difference. Glads finishes 8 seconds behind in P2. Brian P3. Meki is going to finish P4. Titan will cross the line in P5, but penalties are going to drop him down a place to P6 by the looks of it. Still a great job from Titan from last on the grid. I actually can't believe what we've just seen. Titan does cross the line then. Clappy, as I said, will move up to P5. Titan's going to be safe from anyone else. Mario will cross the line in P7, but will drop a place to Top Gotcha. We'll pick up nice points for Williams. Fortunately for Mini Devil, he's not going to be able to move any further up. He's the one that started it. It's his fault. As Mario crosses the line P7, but Top Gotcha will be promoted to P7. Mario P8. Mini Devil crosses the line in P9. And the others had been lapped, so they'd already finished the race. Well done Evan on the win. It was basically handed to him. I think Glads will be kicking himself. He's thrown away the win there. But still a great job from him. And Brian as well on the recovery drive. After that penalty that he had to serve in the pits. Knocked him down to 8th. To get back up to 3rd was a brilliant drive from Brian. That's what driver of the day had difficult. I mean, our poleman's won the race, but that doesn't tell the story. Remarkable decision from Glads to pit to softs has meant that he's finished 2nd, Brian in P3, Meki P4, and another solid performance from Meki. He's done it week after week after week at the moment. He'll be flying up the table. Clappy again, P5, another solid performance from him. But I think, looking at that my driver of the day has to go to Titan in the Red Bull P6. Starting 14th on the grid, for whatever reason decided not to do a lap in qualifying and has finished P6, so congratulations Titan, you're my driver of the day. Top Gotcha P7, Mario P8. Mini Devil does score his first points of the season, so congratulations to him in P9. Abby P10 and Tit Rebel P11. Ghost, Lord DA and Gaza were non-finishers. We need to look into the retirement from Ghost in the pit lane, because that is something that is not allowed, and he is fully aware of that. So there we have it. That's Tier 2's French Grand Prix. It was the race started dry, went wet for pretty much the whole time, with a quick switch to softs at the end for most of the drivers, or for some of the drivers. That was different. I'm not going to lie, I really hope that Tier 1 is not like that. We are back with Tier 1 at 8 o'clock. As usual, Brian will for that one. Obviously, a massive congratulations to our top 3 and everybody that's finished and picked up really good points for the teams, and themselves, of course. Massive thank you, as always, to the people that have tuned in and watched us live. Always very much appreciated, and those of you that tune in and watch it back. I'll say that I've been saying it every week pretty much, but we've been getting incredible recently, which is really great, and as I say, very much appreciated. So as I say, congratulations to the top 3, congratulations to Titan on the driver of the day performance, and congratulations to Mini Devil picking up his first points of the season. But thank you to everyone, and